What's up guys, thanks for tuning in. This week we're talking about painting your RV cabinets, so stay tuned. So a few weeks back we put out a video showing you guys how we repainted the walls in the RV. It looked fantastic. They still look fantastic. We're so happy that we decided to take the plunge and paint the walls. We painted them white. It brightened up the room. It really made it feel so much bigger in here and so much brighter and just so much better than that kind of dull tan color that is pretty common in a lot of RVs. What it also did though was highlight how terrible our cabinets looked. The shade of the color on the cabinets all the way around was kind of different. It was a little darker in some areas, a little lighter in some areas, and then down on the cabinets down below here underneath the sink, they were just totally beat up. When we would travel, we would move our dog's kennel. We would move it out from over here. We would set it right here in this open space. And then what would happen is, as we're bouncing down the road, her kennel would kind of bump up against the cabinets, and over time it beat them up. They looked just horrible, very bad. After painting the walls, it made the cabinets look even worse. So we knew that we were going to paint these cabinets. I'm going to show you guys the process that we used to paint them and some other changes that we've made. The biggest change that you'll probably notice is we had a convection oven here. Shortly before we decided to paint the cabinets, the convection oven decided it was going to die. I've been kind of patching it together, and it finally totally died. The microwave side of it died. Couldn't fix it. Kept blowing fuses, so it was shot. And we just decided that we were going to just get rid of the convection oven totally. But that was going to leave us with a big giant open space up here. So what we decided to go with is I went down to Lowe's and I found this is actually a shelf for if you were going to make a bookshelf. This is like an actual bookshelf. So I cut it to fit in between this slot, kind of rounded the corners to make it look a little nicer than just a big square shelf sticking out. Put a couple supports underneath here on each side. Again, kind of rounded them off a little bit just to make it look just a little bit better. And then we just painted this the same color as the cabinets. One thing we did notice when I pulled that convection oven out, something that kind of concerned me a little bit, was right back on the wall, back behind here, there was a big burn spot. The wall was black. There's actually a panel back there, and when I took that panel down, there was a big black spot on the wall. Now, Grand Design did issue a recall to put a metal shield behind the convection oven. Our unit did not fall in that recall, but I feel like maybe it should have, because it was definitely getting hot, very hot. But that being said, we used that convection oven a lot. We probably used it, I don't know, if I had to guess, I'd say 4 or 5 times a week. If I wasn't cooking on using the grill, then we were probably cooking something in the convection oven. So we did use it a tremendous amount. It never caused any issues. We never smelled anything burning. The outside of the RV, the outside wall isn't damaged, but you can definitely tell it got hot because there was a nice big black spot right there behind that convection oven. What we replaced it with was a Ninja air fryer. So since we don't have a convection oven, a way to really to bake anything or anything like that, we got this Ninja. It's the flip up model. So this Ninja actually stands up. You can leave it on the counter if you want to, but it does take up a lot of space. I mean, it takes up a lot of room. It fits, but it takes up a lot of space. If it was at your house, it wouldn't be such a big deal if you had a lot of counter space. It is somewhat of a trade-off over your big standard convection oven, but it's worked well for us. We got just a cheap, this is just a little cheap $50 microwave from Walmart that we put up here. I put some brackets around it so it doesn't slide off the shelf, and it gave us a little more storage up here. just kind of opened this up, and we like it. So I think it's worked out really well for us so far. We love this Ninja air fryer, and that's kind of what we did with this area. So as far as the actual painting goes, the paint that we used was the Behr Scuff Defense. We went with the espresso bean color, so we wanted something a little darker to kind of contrast against the white walls. We didn't want a lot of white, make it too much white, and you know, white's going to get really dirty when you're opening these cabinets all the time. So the espresso bean color really turned out awesome. We love it. It looks, I mean, the cabinets look brand new. The way we put it on, I took all the handles off. I left the doors on. I didn't pull the doors off. I debated pulling those off, but I decided to leave the doors on the cabinets and just take all the handles off. And then I just took some a sanding block, and I just went over all the cabinets, just kind of scuffed them all down with the sanding block, and then wiped them down with, I got some tack cloth and wiped them down really good with some tack cloth, and then just a little, just a damp rag after that. Let them dry. This paint is a paint and primer combo, so I didn't have to prime them. It has excellent reviews. A lot of people had success with it, so that's what we went with. That's kind of how we based the paint that we used on the walls. We based it off of the reviews and some stuff that some reviews that other people had about using the Sherwin-Williams paint on the walls, and the Behr Scuff Defense had excellent reviews using it on the cabinets. So after scuffing it and wiping it down, that was pretty much it. You know, I had a really good 1.5-inch brush. I will say that the key to not seeing a lot of, you know, really heavy brush marks in the paint is going to be to get a real high quality brush with really good soft bristles. You could use a foam. You could use a foam style brush, but that really high quality brush helped a lot. The paint went on nice and smooth. And then I used a foam, little 4-inch foam roller to do kind of the fronts of everything, the fronts of the cabinets and all that. Anywhere where I had big flat spots that I could use a roller, I used that 4-inch foam roller, and it went on smooth. I was thinking I might need to do 2 coats, but as it turned out, this paint covered up so well that we just did 1 coat. It looks great. It only used about 1/2 gallon to do 1 coat, and we did the cabinets down below. We did our cabinets over on the other side over here. We came across and painted the trim around the slide. We painted this to match. We did the bunkhouse bedroom door, and then also did the doors on the refrigerator. So we did all that with just under 1/2 gallon, and it all matches. It all turned out fantastic. We've had some stuff bang up against it since we've finished painting, and it hasn't scuffed off or chipped off or peeled off. So we're trying to be gentle with it and let it dry and really cure really well before we try to beat up on them too much. But really happy with the way it went on. Ecstatic with the way these cabinets look, and now with the white walls and the darker espresso bean color cabinets, it looks great. So that pretty much wraps up everything we plan on doing on the interior as far as repainting and doing any kind of remodeling in here for now anyway. Super happy with the way it turned out. So just to kind of recap what we did, we painted the walls white. We got rid of our triple recliner in favor of just a reclining love seat. We upgraded our dog's kennel to more of a furniture style piece instead of just a standard looking kennel. We got rid of those terrible looking blinds in favor of the curtains and curtain rods. We put up the backsplash behind the sink, and then the last step was repainting the cabinets. So you can see in the before and afters what a difference it makes. If your cabinets are beat up, or you're consider painting them, or you think you might want to but you're a little afraid to get into it because you're not sure how it's going to turn out, I say go for it, because it was super easy. Use good paint, use good brushes, and a good roller, and prep the surface the right way, you're not going to have any issues. We appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys down the road.